Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of House of Magic. I'm Cassie.
I'm Eric.
And today we're going to be finally, after hitting 100 subscribers a few weeks ago, discussing our 100 subscriber giveaway.
Yay!
So first off, thank you everyone who's been a subscriber. We'll go over how to enter our competition and what the competition will be at the end of this video. But today's video, we're going to be talking about how to play with Planeswalkers. Of course, some of you know we do try to aim our channel somewhat at beginners, and if you are new to Magic, or if you haven't played Magic in a very long time, you may not totally understand what a Planeswalker is or how to play with it. Fortunately for y'all, we have two Planeswalkers right here. Or rather, we have full Planeswalker decks. We have Andrus and Braska. Both of these decks are from the newest Rivals of Ixalan. So I'm going to put pictures of these cards here as we talk about them. So while we do have our pretty shiny foils that come in the Planeswalker decks here, not going to hold it up. I'm not going to worry about getting the camera to focus on it. We're just going to put a picture of one right here. So for Rivals of Ixalan, there are two Planeswalkers that are the most accessible because you can get them in Planeswalker decks. I believe they are putting out two per Magic set right now. So they always feature the Planeswalkers that you would find in your normal packs. They do use different Planeswalkers in the Planeswalker set. So Andrus is in the regular Rivals of Ixalan, but he has different specs in that than he has in the Planeswalker pack. So it's a different actual card. But Planeswalkers, and so they make Planeswalker decks each set, and right now they've been making 2 per set. So for regular Ixalan, the Planeswalkers you could get in the Planeswalker decks were Watley, and Jace.
Yes.
And then for Rivals, your options are Andrus and Braska. So Planeswalker decks are really great for a number of reasons. One of them, it's a deck that's standard ready to go, and it's somewhat competitive. And they're also just so fun to play with. But right now, we're just going to talk about Planeswalkers. What's special about them and what can you do with them? Why do you want them in your deck? So Planeswalkers, while they have a CMC, they are not like any other card. They are not creatures. They are not instants. They are not sorceries. They're not even enchantments.
Nope.
Planeswalkers are their own kind of breed of card. And while they're closest to a creature, I think you would say, really a Planeswalker is kind of like a player in the game.
Yes.
So when you're playing Magic, the lore behind Magic is that we as players are all Planeswalkers. We're able to go to all these different lands and all these different planes. So right now we're in the land of Ixalan. Next we're going back to the land of Dominaria. And we're able to walk all these planes. And there are certain people or creatures in the world that are able to do this. They have the ability to do this in the game. Andrus, Braska, Jace, Chandra, Liliana, these are all Planeswalkers. They have the ability to cross planes. Urza. Unlike the creatures within these planes who are kind of stuck there. They kind of don't have that ability. So, you know, Captain Lannery Storm, she's one of the pirates here in Ixalan. She's not going to be able to be seen in Dominaria. She's an Ixalan person and she can't go just to another plane.
Yep.
So, let's bring up the image of Andrus first. So, let's look at him real quick. Okay, so Mr. Andrus, Minotaur Pirate. Now, this is the Andrus you get in the Planeswalker deck, not the one that you would get if you pulled it out of a pack. He's a 6 cost to cast. He is a red, black, and 4 colorless. So up top, of course, we have the name, the CMC. We have the really cool picture of Andrus with his flaming whip. Andrus is a legendary Planeswalker. That means you cannot have more than 1 card of the exact same name out. So with Planeswalkers, if I have an Andrus Minotaur Pirate and an Andrus that I pulled from my packs that has a different name that I don't know off the top of my head, Flame Charged or something, then you'd be able to have them both on the field. But you can't have 2 of Andrus Minotaur Pirate on the field at the same time. So, obviously, they're mythics, and instead of having a creature type, they just have their name. This is an Andrus card.
Well, the creature type is Planeswalker.
It's not a creature type.
Well,
that's the
card
type.
Card type.
But usually you go creature and then the type of creature, like Orc Pirate. It's not anything, it's just his name. Okay, so next to that we're going to see the, let's actually skip under the big part of text. Let's go down to the bottom right hand corner where there's a 5. That's kind of Andrus' life total, and we can increase and decrease his life total using his loyalty abilities, or loyalty abilities. So
Yeah.
his life total is the same as his loyalty. So now we're going to go back up to this big portion of text. Once per turn, when you could do a sorcery, you can, so during your main phase, either one of your main phases, you can either up or minus your Planeswalker's loyalty points using these abilities. So, with Andrus, you could +2 him, and he deals 1 damage to target opponent and each creature that player controls. So, if Andrus at a 5, I just cast him. Right then, he doesn't get summoning sickness. I could up him 2 right there, put him at a 7, and give 1 damage to my opponent and 1 damage to each of their creatures.
Bye-bye tokens.
Which is a really good way to get rid of those small ones, or if you do it right after your combat step and someone only has one life left after combat, they dead.
Bye-bye, Felicia.
And then, so he's at a 7 now. We're going to say I did that during my first step. The next step, I'm going to -3 him, put him to a 4. And then I can return target pirate card from my graveyard to the battlefield. So Andrus is kind of a pirate lord, and so in this Planeswalker deck, we're going to see a ton of red and black pirates. And I can use those, like, say, my Swab Goblin got put in the graveyard and I want him back. Well, I can just -3 Andrus and get him back on the field. So we've played a few rounds. We've plussed him enough that he's now an 11. Maybe even a 12 or 13. I could, at this point, -11 Andrus. By -11 him, if he's only 11, he will die when I do this. But if he's a 12 or 13, he will live. By -11ing him, I would get to destroy all creatures my opponent controls. Andrus then deals damage to that player equal to their total power. So if you're fighting a dino deck, and they have some big dinos, and you kill 5 of them, and they're all, let's say, 5 powers. 5 times 5 is 25. You do 25 damage to your opponent right there, and unless they're lifelinking, they're dead.
Yep.
So, why don't we discuss Braska's abilities? Why don't have Eric's going to discuss Braska's abilities, and then we'll go forth a little more talking about how to play with a Planeswalker.
So Braska, she is, we're going to pop it up on the screen like we did with Andrus. She is double black and 4 colorless in her CMC, so she's a total of 6, just like Andrus. So the kind of way I kind of like to visualize their loyalty points is, it's kind of like their stamina and stuff. So you can only do 1 big action per day. You know, so you're working all day, you're on the battlefield, you do 1 big thing, and then you're just pooped. You know. So with her,
we all know what Eric's stamina is like now.
So she starts at 5 as well. Her +2 ability is not that bad. It's a nice little bumper. Creatures I control get a +1/+0 until end of turn. Nice little lordish bump. You know, it can make a big of a difference.
And remember, she gains 2 life when you do that. So, I mean,
that is true. Then her middle ability is a -3 and destroy target creature, which is freaking amazing. So if somebody's beating you down with 1 big old guy,
like a Galta got on the field.
Yeah. As soon as she comes out, -3 her, kill it. Be done with it. Get that guy out of your way. Now her -10, and this is the one I really like. So until end of turn, creatures you control gain Death Touch, and whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, that player loses the game. So she's put into a token Vampy deck. So you're giving your Death Touch to all your guys, and there's one of them has to get through, just one, and you win. They can be at 20 life, and you hit pop up with 1 little bit of damage. You just win the game.
And Braska
Bam.
starts at 5, so you only have to play with her. You only have to plus her up 3 times to get her to be able to do that lethal damage.
Yep.
So.
But that -3 is pretty nice. It's pretty sweet. It can definitely change the board, and change the tempo of the entire game itself.
Let's talk about how to play with the Planeswalker. So when you play with the Planeswalker goes on the battlefield once you've casted CMC. It goes kind of up, by your creatures and enchantments. It goes on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Usually it's recommended to have either a loyalty counter or some 6-sided dice so you can plus them and make sure you know where their loyalty points are at. Your Planeswalker cannot attack.
Yes. Of course, just like everything in Magic, do what the card says. Because there's always exceptions to the rule. Like Gideon is always that exception.
Well, there's
he can become a creature.
Can become a creature and then can attack till the end of turn. But in their basic sense, Planeswalkers are not able to attack.
Yes.
They do not have power unless they have an ability that gives them power. But however, they can be attacked. So, if Eric and I were playing and I had Angrath on the board, and Eric decides to swing with some pirate or some vampies, he would have to declare whether those vampires were coming at me or at Angrath. So, if your opponent has a Planeswalker on the field, you have to remember that during each combat step, you have to say who's being attacked. Whether it's you or whether it's your opponent or whether it's the Planeswalker. Now, this is important because while the Planeswalker itself doesn't necessarily have control of specific creatures, you can use any of your creatures to protect your Planeswalker.
Yes.
Think of your Planeswalker like a teammate. Just like in Two-Headed Giant, if you were playing Two-Headed Giant, my creatures can defend Eric. My creatures can defend Angrath. He's kind of my teammate. He's like a player too. He can be attacked.
So the Planeswalkers are there to help support your game and stuff. They're not there to really finish your game. They're there to help you get through and win. And so they're just like a teammate and stuff. You're a Planeswalker, they're a Planeswalker. Now, so some that people get a little confused and stuff with instants and sorceries and stuff. Can Planeswalkers be targeted? Yes.
But you have to target the Planeswalker. But
the only way they can be targeted is if the spell can target you, the player. So like Lightning Bolt says deal 3 damage to target player or creature. Because it says player and I'm a player, I can also target my opponent's Planeswalker.
However, if it just says target creature, then that cannot happen. For example, Protean Raider has a raid trigger, or a raid ability that if you attack with a creature this turn, it can enter the battlefield as a copy of any other creature on the battlefield. Angrath is not a creature, therefore it cannot copy Angrath.
Exactly. So it's understanding and knowing that when someone's targeting a player, when something is targeting the board, or something's targeting creatures. Because like Wrath of God would not kill a Planeswalker. Because it's only targeting creatures.
So.
But in Group's Wake, where it kills all creatures and all Planeswalkers, will.
And there are some cards that specifically say destroy target Planeswalker of your choice. That means you can't destroy a player, you can only destroy a Planeswalker. So, that's playing with a Planeswalker. Now, how do you get a Planeswalker? Now, you might get lucky and pull these, but these are mythics, and they're pretty hard to pull. We've gotten really lucky in Rivals. We've gotten some Angraths, we've gotten some Watleys. I would really love one more Angrath, though. I would really. If anyone wants to send me an Angrath, I wouldn't be mad.
She wouldn't.
Because Angrath's done me some good in my pirate deck. However... Oh, and the other thing that's really nice is that each of the Planeswalkers right now in play, at least in Ixalan, is kind of representing a tribe.
Yeah.
Angrath is representing the pirates. Braska is representing the vampires. Jace, I believe, is going to take care of those merfolk.
I don't know.
Because obviously Watley has to be dinos. So, obviously, we got really lucky. Our local gaming store, Miniature Exchange, has been so amazing. And during the pre-release, or was it the release event?
The pre-release.
During the pre-release event, they had a bunch of giveaways. We were so lucky we won a Braska and an Angrath Planeswalker deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have these here. We just finished sleeving them. If you haven't yet subscribed to our Twitch channel, do it now. We're going to be playing these this week. We're recording this on Sunday. We'll probably play it tonight, maybe. But we'll try and do it after this video comes out, too, so you guys can watch that and kind of understand how we play with Planeswalkers. And then we'll try to download that to YouTube so that it's a lasting thing for y'all. So, it's giveaway time.
Woohoo!
Who wants to learn how to get something free? So, what we're going to do, because we're giving away, it's our 100 subscribers giveaway. I know, I just didn't want to put it in yet. It's because it's our 100 subscribers giveaway.
100!
Thank you so much. This is definitely not something I thought we'd achieve this quickly.
Yeah. And we're real sorry it's taking us this long to come out and do it, but we've been extremely busy with work and house buying.
Being adults
Adulting's
sucks.
hard.
But
If you're under
anyway,
18, enjoy it while you can, because as soon as you become an adult,
it's all gone.
you're done with it. I don't understand why kids want to be adults so damn fast.
It's time for some free stuff, and we are so excited. So what we're going to be giving away is a Planeswalker deck of your choice to the winning commenter.
All right.
How can you win a Planeswalker deck? It's pretty easy. Comment down below. In the next video that we do, we'll record it. We'll do a little shuffle random magic internet stuff. And the winner will get to win a Planeswalker deck of their choice. So make sure you not only subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our winner, but make sure you also keep an eye on your inbox so that we actually have the ability to contact you and get you your prize. Our 50 subscriber winner was the amazing Orc's Head Jordan.
Yes.
And he did an amazing unboxing video. He had some really good pulls. So
he was overly excited and enthusiastic that he actually won. He couldn't believe it.
He's such a sweetheart. If you haven't checked out Orc's Head Magic, do so now. But just remember, you get to and then remember also, Planeswalker decks do come with 2 packs in them as well.
Yes.
So you could have some exciting pulls. Maybe you'll pull a real Planeswalker. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe that one card you've been dreading to have to buy because it's so expensive, like Kumina.
Comment below, share, subscribe, tell your friends how to get in on it, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, don't miss our videos, because we only are going to have more giveaways as we get more subscribers.
Yep.
Not to mention, look at all the fun stuff you learned. If you're new to Magic, maybe you have a friend who wants to get into Magic and they don't know how to play with these Planeswalker things. Not only do they have a chance to win their own Planeswalker deck, but then they would know how to play with it.
Yep.
Subscribe to our Twitch. We'll be playing with these a little later, and it's always a little interesting to watch us play together. I don't know if it's exciting, but it's definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, here at House of Magic, I've been Cassie.
I'm Eric.
Thank you again for watching, and may the pulls be ever in your favor.